Hey there, everybody. We're going to do an industry update for the month of August in 2026. And let me tell you, the RV industry has its problems. It's not collapsing, but the expected turnaround that all the dealers and manufacturers and all the publicists and all the associations were thinking about, it just ain't happening. Manufacturers are cutting production, dealers are selling fewer RVs. The towables are taking the biggest hit in the industry right now, which used to be their lifeline. They used to keep everything going. So I'm Chuck with Lake to Lake. Glad you joined. I hope I can find a little bit of good news in all this, but we'll try and find something. But we're going to give you the facts, start out, and then we'll throw a little bit of editorial in as we go. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start out with the RV production and wholesale shipments. Well, first of all, this is from the RVIA, the RV Industry Association, and they publish a monthly report on units that are built and shipped to dealers. And remember, this is not sales. So as we take a look at it, we can see that for June, they were down 13% for all shipments. For the first 6 months of the year, they were down over 14%. And for the full year, the RVIA, the Industry Association, is expecting only a 8.2% decline. Now, where in the world do they think they can only be down 8% when we're already down 14%? They're making fewer RVs now. They're not going to start making more. The big time to sell is in the spring, is May, June, and July. If we didn't get them then, they missed the boat. So anyway, as we dig in a little bit deeper, we see that towables are down 14%. Motorhomes are down 1.6%. Fifth wheels are down approximately 16.7%, and Class A motorhomes are down only 1.5% for June. And they're actually up for the year. So now we see there's a little bit of hope there, but the basic bottom line is they're not making as many units, and because they're not selling as many units. RVA has reduced its full year forecast to between 300,000 and 328,000, with a midpoint of 314,000 units being produced. That would be over 8% below the units shipped in 2025. This forecast is important because the industry originally and the analysts and the dealers and the manufacturers predicted that 2026 would be a recovery year. And it's now officially forecasting another contraction. Now, what we hope is that it's a contraction and not a collapse. Okay, now we're going to go on to sales. And we're going to talk about the Statistical Surveys Incorporated, their survey that they do every month. And they pull the retail registrations off of from all the states. Now, this is only for brand new RVs. So we're going to talk about them here and see if we can get a little bit of good data. This article was published in RV Business, and it was today's top industry story. And I'm just going to go down to some of the facts and figures that I pulled out of the article rather than go through the whole thing. Retail registrations measure RVs are actually purchased and registered by consumers. Again, this is new RVs. New RVs fell over 19% for the whole year. Now, isn't that amazing? RV sales are down over 19%. That's incredible. That they're down. You know, I go back to this. If I came to you and said, hey, you're doing a great job, we're going to give you a 19% reduction in your paycheck, that's a big chunk of money. And I think that the industry needs to take a good hard look and see why it is and what they can do to correct it. There has to be a simple correction because the economy's good, stock market's at all-time highs, unemployment rate's good. So towables were down over 19%, motorized were down over 13%, and May was a 9th consecutive month for year-over-year decline, and new registrations declined over 17%, new registrations declined 17 of the previous 19 months. Now that's just not good news. This suggests that consumer demand is currently falling faster than factory shipments are. Some manufacturers and dealers have to manage very carefully to prevent excess inventory. And again, they're not selling. I don't know if they're not making the right units or they're priced too high, or maybe camping's fallen out of favor with everybody. But I don't think that's the case. I think families still want to go camping, and retired people want to go camping because they can get out in the wilderness, they can get some exercise, and it's just a great way to spend your retirement is camping. All right, now let's talk about the health of some of the major RV manufacturers. Now, we can only take a good hard look at the ones that are publicly traded because they're the only ones that really publish the results. So let's take a look. Let's talk about Camping World. They sold over 22,000 new RVs and over 19,000 used RVs for the second quarter of 2026. Now, let's put that some real numbers behind that. The revenue was 1.9 million. It's down 2%. Over 2%. Their net income was down over 24%. Their gross margin on RVs dropped to 10%. They're only making 10.9% on an RV. Think about the holding costs, the work they have to do, the rent. Anyway, and their full year earnings outlook was reduced. Now, here's what's most upsetting to me is the fact that the company. Here's what's most upsetting to me is the company is trying to take out $100 million. That's right, $100 million of cost out of the business. How do you take cost out of a business? First of all, you reduce headcount, you reduce your employees, you close facilities, you reduce your inventory, and that the bottom line is that affects the consumers. That can, if you want to buy them, they don't have them in stock. They're going to close. They're going to close locations. That's the only way to reduce. Okay, now let's talk about Thor Industries. Thor Industries owns Airstream, Jayco, Integra, Coach, Keystone, Heartland. Their revenue was down 3.9%. Their net income was down 28%. Their North American towable shipments were down 25%. Their motorized shipments were up 8% or 9%, over 9%, but their towable backlog was down 39%, and their motorized revenue was up over 7%. Thor lowered its annual earnings forecast, citing weaker consumer confidence, tariffs, inflation, cautious dealer ordering, and Thor is starting to realign its North America operations. Now, you know what the realigning means? Consolidating, layoffs. Are they getting a good return on investment on certain product lines? You may see some consolidation, layoffs, you name it. I mean, they're doing everything they can to make sure that they remain profitable. And I do think that they're really not in financial danger. They're just changing the way they're doing business so they can remain profitable and they can stay in business. And they're cutting and reorganizing their operations to fit the smaller segment that the RV industry is in right now. Sales are down 19%, so you can't keep making 100% of the products. You gotta scale down also. So that's what we're seeing Thor doing. Now let's talk about Winnebago. Okay, Winnebago, they're profitable, but Grand Design and their towables are under quite a bit of pressure. I mean, their revenue or their total revenue is down over 9.9%. Their net income was $14.5 million. Their towable revenue was down over 26%. Their towable income was down over 46%. And their motorized revenue is up 10%, and they improved from a loss to a $9.6 million profit. Now, they've been working very hard in reducing costs, and they're also giving reducing their full year revenue and sales guidance. And management, again, they're doing the same thing Thor's doing. They're realigning their production with retail demand and undertaking capacity and facility adjustments. What does that mean? Layoffs. If you're trying to keep the lights on, you got to do something to keep, reduce costs. Maybe they're going to take the product lines. Maybe instead of working 5 days a week, they're going to 4 days a week, or 4 days a week to 3 days a week. Or maybe they'll cancel some lines. They have some product lines that overlap each other. You may see a reduction of Winnebago is going to remain profitable. They're doing the things that it takes to stay in business. And then again, you throw that 46% decline in profits from the towable lines. That's even more concerning. They've got to figure out this towable line, and they need to get it right so they can get them sold and they can make some money at them. Forest River, which is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, is closing down one of its plants, and they're going to lay off about 105 workers. Now, the reason we know this, because they're a private company, they filed an Indiana WARN notice reporting that they were going to be shutting down this plant, and 105 workers would not have a job. Again, just another sign of the decline of the RV industry. So now we got a supply problem, or a reduction in revenue from the suppliers to the manufacturers to the dealers, to the consumers. Everybody's down. That just shows that the slowdown is industry-wide, from the nuts and bolts and plywood people all the way down to the consumer. The whole industry is in a slump. So what's causing the downturn? Well, I think that we're seeing high interest rates and expensive monthly payments. Consumers aren't willing to borrow money to buy RVs right now. I think we have weak consumer confidence in the industry and the economy as a whole. And I think these elevated fuel prices, what the war with Iran has caused, I think that's spooking people off. I have lots of people telling me that they're not going on long trips anymore. They're staying local because of gas prices. Inflation and material costs. The product are rising up, and they don't have a choice. The products cost more from the manufacturers. The manufacturers have to raise their price. Tariff uncertainty, I think that's pretty much out the window. I think they've got tariffs under control. That might be a reason they're giving, but tariffs, I don't think are having too much of an impact right now. But you never know what's going to happen with the current administration. And also, I think we're also seeing dealers aren't ordering as much inventory, and they're being real. If they got a glut of high-priced units, they're waiting for those things to sell before they're getting in some lower-priced units. I think that's affecting a little bit of the industry. I don't think a lot, but I think it's hurting sales a little bit. And just the new RV affordability. When you're taking $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for a basic RV, and you're talking about a middle-class family looking at spending $50,000, $60,000 on an RV to go out camping, they're having second thoughts. They got to figure out a way to get this price down and get these middle-class people back in the buying market. I think this is more of an affordability and a confidence problem than a loss of interest in camping. I still see people at the campsites. I'm mostly been at state parks this year, and the weekends they're busy, but we don't have as many people out. You can go actually on the weekend in a state park in Kansas. You can get a spot, so they're not full up like they have been in the past. And Airstream turned 90 years old this month. Isn't that a great achievement? There is good news in the industry. It's not all bad, and the fact that Airstream's been around 90 years and weathered good times and bad times and worse times, that's a good thing. Okay, let's wrap it up. The industry is clearly unhealthy at the present time, and especially compared to last year. We thought last year was a bummer year, but this year is just turning out to be a disastrous year, especially in the towable RVs, which has been the bread and butter of the RV industry for years, and families and camping with kids, But the major manufacturers have figured out to remain profitable. They're cutting costs, they're laying people off, they're consolidating, they're doing whatever it takes to stay in business and stay profitable. And they have enough liquidity to weather this downturn. And let's just hope it's a correction and not a collapse. Right now, I think the industry is just making some corrections, and they're reducing their production, they're consolidating rather than a market collapse. And that's what they have to do to stay in business. Smaller manufacturers and highly leveraged dealers, they may have, I got some concerns for them. They may not have the resources to weather a downturn like we're in. So anyway, tell me what you think. Would you purchase an RV right now? Are they too high priced? Do you think we didn't even talk about quality? I get a lot of people complaining about the quality. Actually, I think quality's gotten a little bit better, but as long as they got a bad reputation, it's hard to overcome. Are you in the market to buy an RV, new or used? Let me know. Put it down in the comments. So until we meet around the campfire, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.